Cool. So I am super excited to have somebody that I consider this person right here my road dog. Okay, I consider this somebody to be. Honestly, I look up to her. I'm inspired by her every day. She pushes me. She motivates me. Okay, she took me under her wing when I ain't know nothing at all. Right, like a little baby cub. I ain't know nothing at all. So I'm excited to have you here. So I'm actually gonna let you introduce yourself. Right, I don't pump your head up enough, but I'm gonna let you introduce yourself to the people. Thank you guys for tuning in. And so it's Brittany BBURRELL. If you want to just kind of tell the people who you are, what you do, what you're about.
Yes, ma'am. I got to. So what's up, everybody? First of all, shout out to Kim and Kim in the building. I call her Kimbo. Always coming through with a win in every single area of your life, man. I'm super proud of you. If you don't know this, I've actually had people say, are you a Kim? Did you guys grow up together, or have y'all been around each other a lot? Because a lot of what you've been able to duplicate, it shows. Like when you've done those calls, the leadership calls, people are like, man, did you like personally train her? And I'm like, hey, she's just good at copying the right cats, man. So shout out to you, and I'm just super proud of your growth and success thus far. Let's keep running this thing all the way to the top.
Yes, ma'am.
My name is BBURRELL. I go by BBURRELL. I'm one of the top leaders inside this opportunity that we're both involved in. Which is just game changing. It's e-commerce, Forex, indices, cryptos, everything under the sun that's dealing with finances. And I used to work as a surgical technician for about 8 years, got plugged into this opportunity 2017. And within 6 months, I was able to walk away from working a job. So I've been in the free life for going on 3 years now. It's been absolutely amazing. It's been exciting. And now at this point, I am a full-time entrepreneur, investment educator, and I have a lot of other entities that are being developed as well. So just call me the next Amazon, if you will. But it's just been absolutely amazing. And that's me. I'm a musician. That's my passion. And so that's why we're here today.
Okay. So I want to kind of start with generational wealth, right? Because anybody who watch me or know me, they come on now, represent, all right, that knows me, they know that's what I'm all about. So kind of how did you get in, like what made you create this culture, this environment? What made you say, I wanted to create something for these specific individuals that is generational wealth?
What's so funny is this, generational wealth was established in summer of 2018. And I was with my best friend. We were listening to one of the chairmen in our company, Jewel Tanker. And I was like, I really want to start an organization where spiritually grounded, an organization that will focus on really gaining the skill of trading, that would gain that skill set. Because at that point in time, I was heavy into teaching, heavy into really mastering the skill and really pouring that out into other people. So I wanted to build that type of community. And then lo and behold, it established in 2018. We went from 2 people to over 700 now. And it's just been absolutely amazing. And I just really wanted to put people in a position to win. I've come to find out that a lot of people are dealing with challenges financially on a big scale. It's over 90% of people that deal with financial situations and challenges. And so I said, if God can use me to do his will, to serve people, to create, better wealth, to do more good in the world, then we could collectively do that as a group of people, do more good in the world, and we can change a lot of what's broadcast and a lot of things that are out there. So I just really wanted people to be happy and never to worry about money again. And we've been able to definitely do that and just plant that seed, man. So here we are, generational wealth. And now we're spreading it on a whole nother scale beyond just teaching trading. It's just way bigger than that. So, personal development, belief, and just changing your mindset and unbecoming the person that is not going to get you to the next level, but becoming that next person. So that's what it's about.
Facts. I wanna kind of reiterate something that you spoke about, and really what I took away is just genuineness, right? Mm-hmm. So I can think back to when I first met you, when we first got plugged into each other. It was like you didn't know me from Adam, right? You never had a conversation with me. You never knew anything about me. But I could tell that you genuinely wanted me to win. Mm-hmm. Like, you know nothing about me, but you were willing to go out of your way to help me set myself up for success and to help me win. So I'm like, I don't care what this person do. I don't care what she say. I'm going to follow exactly what she did, just because I knew that you care, right? You know, we know that quote, people don't care what you know until they know that you care,
Yeah, sure.
right? And I definitely got that from you, literally from the first like interaction that we had with each other. I'm like, I'm rocking with this person. I don't know what she about quite yet, but I know that I want to rock with her for sure. So we've been stuck like glue since then, honestly, and I ain't going nowhere at all. Okay, so I'm here for life. So I want to kind of transition a little bit into, right, you spoke about the free life, right? You spoke about being able to kind of live life on your own terms. So what is kind of some of those key components, maybe 2 or 3 key components when it comes to what you would tell someone they want to obtain or have when it comes to trying to get a free life or trying to have a free life?
That's an excellent question. That's a powerful question because people do need to know the prerequisites for when you actually exit where you don't want to be. When you really get into the space of where you want to be, you have to know how to sustain it. And he says in the world, in the word where God speaks about being able to, treat money with good judgment and, respect it. So one key thing I can say is first is kind of a two-part answer is know what your monthly expenses are. Because when you say, I want to live a free life, that means there is no plan B. There's no going back to what you used to do. You got to stay locked and loaded to what has created that freedom for you. You see lots of people who hit the lottery or celebrities that have created a lot of wealth and they go broke. So the first thing I would say to any person, because most people don't have this skill, is money management. Knowing what your monthly expenses are, make sure your income is 4 times your monthly expenses, your lifestyle, not just your bills, but your lifestyle, the fun, the entertainment, taking care of other people, charities, ties, whatever that is. Make sure that your monthly expenses are only 25% of your income. Okay. And then on top of that, the other 75% is just dispersed, just the different avenues of ties, other businesses, investments and stuff like that. So that'll be the biggest thing, because you want to maybe understand, like, even when you're making money, you don't want to spend 100% of it, even if it feels like it's endless. So money management is a key thing. That's something I'm actually still to date mastering and learning to build that muscle, build up on that muscle. And then when you transition to a free life, this is the second part of the answer, is make sure that when you exit, that you have at least saved up. If you just want to kind of go ahead and don't, just kind of rush it, save up at least 3 months of your expenses. But it is recommended at least 6 to 12 months. So 6 to 12 months of a sustainable security. Just like when somebody starts a business, they need to make sure that they can cover their expenses for at least a year as the wealth begins to accumulate. But in this instance, you should have already started learning how to have that income coming in. But 6 to 12 months of your money stacked up, a big cushion. All right. The next is belief. You have to have belief in your journey. You have to understand, you have to keep the end in mind. It's so cliche, but it's very, very important, because so many people get caught up in what's not happening today or what they get so caught up in the big picture that they're not appreciating every compound step that they're making, right? I've been in the mode of compounding my account, my trading accounts, being more strict on myself. I get so used to serving. I got to make sure I take care of myself. So just like every single thing, you have to understand inching into your belief level, and understand that that's what's going to keep you focused on the bigger vision, because the bigger vision is your free life. But don't get irritated or discouraged or frustrated about where you are, because somebody else is wishing they were in your position. So you have to be grateful for where you are. So I always tell people to say this as they're in their journey. I am so happy and grateful now that I'm making a living while I build my fortune. Because you're building a fortune part-time, that's enough, and that's enough in itself. And the third thing would be personal development, working on becoming 1% better every single day. Understanding that where you're trying to go requires a different you. Like I shared before, you got to unbecome the old you. What you've been doing, who you've been, has never generated that type of way. Who you've been haven't made the type of decisions to create wealth. Who you've been hasn't been put you in a position for change, hasn't put you in a position to receive better. So now you got to unbecome that person to receive a newness in your life. So I always tell people, personal development, reading 10 pages a day is a book I recommend for every person right now. 10 pages a day, Think and Grow Rich, the Bible, of course, the Bible, Proverbs, Psalms, and so many different chapters in that book, in the Bible. But everything that I've been reading is generating from the good book. So at the end of the day, money management, personal development, growing 1% better every single day, and believing. It's really what it boils down to. Because if you don't believe, anything can deter you from where you want to go.
Facts. That was a lot. That was a lot, and it was good. Mentally, I'm like, okay, yep, yes, and it's so crazy because even though I've heard you say like all of these things, right? We talk all the time, so I hear you say these things kind of often, and it's like every time I still pick up on something else, or maybe like hits differently every single time, right? You talked about like money management, making sure that you're being a good servant, a good steward of what you already have, right? And then making sure you set a plan for where it is that you're trying to go. I think that is probably the biggest, next to belief. Honestly, belief is the biggest, is what I believe. I think that's the biggest thing. But next to that is that money management, right? Because you already said it, but people are, so used to having these things just kind of flow, right? They're going to get paid every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks or whatever. And so they're just like, oh, well, if I spend this money right now, I'll get it right back. I'll just get another paycheck. But you have to know where you're trying to go long term, right? You have to have a vision, like you said, of where it is you're trying to go, so that you can create a plan so that you can get there, right? And so I think that's the biggest thing.
Most people plan their trips. They don't realize it, but it's a habit of planning expenses and 100% of the check. Nobody really sets aside, okay, I'm going to set aside this amount first and then spend. Most people have a habit of spending. So as the income increases, the habits haven't changed. So that's the thing about it.
Yeah, for sure. So what would you say, right, along this journey? Because I'm on my journey to becoming, free and living a completely free life. And so in that process of, working your 9 to 5, doing something that you didn't like, waking up every day, maybe not being excited about what it is that you're doing, to now where you're able to impact people on a daily basis. You're able to, get up with happiness and excitement to do the things that you love. What was kind of one of the biggest things I want to see, the biggest thing you wish you knew before then, right? That probably would have helped you make that decision faster. Okay, yes, I'm ready to commit to my success. I'm ready to commit to the life that I truly want to live.
So at a younger age, what I wish I would have known to make this happen?
Yeah.
I wish I would have known it existed. I wish it existed. But it's funny because what we're accessing now, it didn't exist then, so it wouldn't even matter. But I wish I would have known as soon as it was developed into the software. I mean, because I can say this, just financial literacy overall. I believe that I'm very happy overall in spiritual development. I've always had that type of foundation. But I believe, being able to use income to do more to do more things of what I'm really passionate about and to invest more into my gifts and talents. I definitely would have, one thing I would give myself is financial literacy as soon as possible, right away. And that way I would have, and I've made, great money, but again, I've planned to always spend 100% of it, never distributed it. So, I think a lot of people, they deal with money. They're just always talking about money, but I'm like, it's so important, because if you didn't need money, you wouldn't go to work. You have to pay. There's things that have to be in place. So there wouldn't be a need for charities. There wouldn't be a need for foundations and giving back if money wasn't something an avenue that people can use to change your life. So I feel like, and I'm talking about financial literacy, very, very thorough when it comes to taxes, business taxes, all of it, investment vehicles, all of these things. I wish that was something that growing, in the past, that was something that was really, really instilled through even the school system and any avenue. And then instead of just kind of coming across it by just strict, just simply on a desire, but something that was mandated for my life. I wish that was something I would have had, but now we're good though. Something now we're still learning things now, and so it's never too late as long as you make a decision as soon as possible. So we good, so that's what people and personal development at an early age. Because my people on a whole, you talking about years and years of studying. Oh my goodness,
it's like, to this day, it's so crazy, B, because before I met you, before I got, welcomed into the GW family, I didn't really read. I wasn't really trying to read no books like that, and especially not about like personal development and like how my mind works, and like I wasn't really reading like that. And it's so crazy. Like, it's true, they do hide the secrets in books. Like, people always it's in the books, and it's so crazy because just in this year and almost a year and a half, I have learned more about myself than I have in my whole 22 years.
That's it. And that's why this stuff is so powerful. That's why I'm like,
crazy.
It's so powerful because you realize you just and it just peels back layers and layers of who you think you are or things you thought you knew about yourself. So it's exposing you because you're growing 1% better every day. But
every day.
And think about it. Nobody really was even growing through school. You were gaining intellect, but you personally were never growing. So I feel like physically we grow. Our body sheds every 11 months. Physically we grow and we shed, but intellectually we may grow to a certain degree. After people graduate high school or college, that's it. It stops. You get a job and you're in rotation. And then as far as mental development, emotional development, that's something that's a seed that's never been planted in anybody. Spiritually, if you go to church, if you happen to understand and pick up the book for yourself, because even people can go there and still not be growing spiritually. So they treat that like a job.
Facts.
So it's just a revolving door.
It's mind blowing. It's anytime I think about it, like that's it makes me, like you said, wish I would have been exposed to that type of information so much ahead of time, because like you said, you could be so much further, but I'm grateful for where I am right now, right? And grateful for the people that I can touch right here where I am, right? Because I'm an avid believer in everything happens for a reason, right? Everything works the way that it's supposed to work. So this transition in my life, right, happened at the time where it needed to happen so that I can impact and touch the people that I needed to impact and touch. So I'm super excited to be here. I'm super excited to have met you. Okay. I'm super excited to have you pour value into my life every single day. Like I don't know. I try to like bottle it up into words for people to understand, but I can't do it. I can't at all.
All up, and I'm super grateful for you. I do remember when we first connected. I think you texted me, and I just plugged you in. It was built such a great friendship now. So it's like, man, how did we
meet each other? Like, where did this start?
So you're definitely somebody that takes a self-starter, somebody that's driven, somebody that's hungry, somebody that has vision, somebody that's full of impact. And people like you are rare, and that's why I'm so grateful for you. And because it's hard to find just good, committed people, even not even committed as far as helping other people, but at least helping yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to even find people who want to help themselves. So I'm grateful for you, and it keeps me going. It keeps me showing up every day, and it's an accountability measure. So I appreciate you guys for having that level of commitment, so that I can, have a reason to stay committed.
For sure. Well, I am going to go ahead and wrap this thing up. I definitely appreciate you for hopping on here with me, B. If there is anything else, any last minute nuggets, notes, keys, gems, tools, whatever that you want to drop for the people, definitely feel free to do that. You have so much value inside of you, so I know you got something.
That's the three key things: self-love, belief, and just personal development, guys. Because when you just naturally build yourself and you work on becoming a better version of yourself, you begin to expose and access parts of you that you didn't know existed. You begin to access different hidden gifts and talents that are buried and may have been suppressed over the years, and you begin to reach levels of new belief and you get in the spirit of not feeling defeated. You become to learn your mind. That's what the book I recommended earlier, The Power of the Subconscious Mind, the Bible, Think and Grow Rich. And as you stay inside that avenue, you're going to be able to access all the other tools that come along with reading those books, because it's always written. It's always written in a book. This book is quoted somewhere. It's always something somewhere. But I think the best thing I could say for people is focus on developing yourself and love yourself like no other. And that's when you have arrived to peace and harmonious states, and then staying in a great vibration and really finding the things that you really, really enjoy doing. And then leveraging vehicles such as what we do to take yourself to the next level. And even within our opportunities, it's bigger than just a vehicle. It's a family. It's love, it's partnerships, it's success, it's support. It's a shoulder to cry on. It's a prayer at night. It's a prayer in the morning. It's just an amazing environment to be a part of. And again, I might have created the name Generational Wealth, but at the end of the day, the team makes up the family. So outside of that, join the family. We got your back.
Let's get it. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you again, B, for tapping in with me. I appreciate you. Y'all have a fantastic rest of y'all's day. All right, and I'll see you guys back again next week on another episode of Wealthy Wednesdays. Peace out.
Wealthy Wednesdays. Let's go.